The scenes of December. It's the first round of this 2022 NCAA volleyball tournament. L&N Federal Credit Union Arena in Louisville, Kentucky, where today the Purdue Boilermakers will face the Lady Vols of Tennessee. A look at this section of the Louisville quarter of the volleyball bracket. Baylor and Rice later this evening will do battle to find a place in the round of 16. 4 teams hoping to meet them in that round. Purdue and Tennessee, and later on Samford and Louisville. Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Milby. She's Steph Cantway. A full day of volleyball action. We're thrilled you begin it with us. Steph, 2 teams that have already met once this season, Purdue and Tennessee, back on the second day of the season.
And they're not the same teams that they were when they met in August. They're ready to compete in December.
2 coaches that are on opposite ends of the experience spectrum. Dave Shondell in his 20th season. He's led this program to 4 Elite Eights, but not yet a Final Four. And Eve Rackham-Watt, her 5th season as a head coach at Tennessee, and she has led them to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. Purdue gets us underway, and right away it is Purdue on the board. The Boilermakers through Allie Hornung get the point, and Tennessee a bit out of sorts on this second point as well here. Tipped over by Ava Hudson, the star freshman for the Boilermakers. And that's a second, no it is not, it's a point to Tennessee off the deflection.
That was a great high swing off the block. Purdue is a big physical team, and Jasmine Brooks comes out right away and uses those hands off the outside blocker.
There's a look at Natalie Hayward to serve for Tennessee. Steph, we mentioned these 2 teams will have grown quite a bit and changed quite a bit since the last time they met. It was a 3-1 Tennessee win. I beg your pardon, a 3-1 Purdue win in the Tennessee Classic tournament to start this season. And a couple of players that surely have grown in their stature. For Tennessee, it's the freshman Kiki Granberry and a freshman on the other side, who we've mentioned once, Eva Hudson for Purdue. Yeah,
and we'll get right back to that point, but it looks like we're going to have a challenge right away. Coach Rackham-Watt looking for another touch off of the block here. We saw that great swing by Brooks. I think one of her big things that she's angry about here is that I think it's their scouting report to hit off of this Purdue block. So when she sees her kids doing the right things, she wants them to be rewarded for that.
So very quickly, Eve Rackham-Watt going to the green card and sending our officials to the monitor. Critical early juncture in this game, obviously. You never want to lose a point in an NCAA tournament. And this would set an early tone also for the players of Tennessee to know that their coach will have their back throughout this do-or-die game.
Exactly, and to your point earlier, when I talked to Coach Rackham-Watt before the game, she thought it was in their benefit to play this team again. She said they liked their draw. They thought there were things that they knew that they could do better from the first time they met Purdue in August.
See Mahaffey going up for the swing for Tennessee.
And to that point, Mahaffey didn't play in their first game. She was out early in the season, and she wasn't an option for them. And they go to her early, and they want her to be a big differentiating factor to change the outcome in this match.
Yeah, Danielle Mahaffey missed the first 21 games of this season. Returned November 2nd in a game against Ole Miss, and has made a big difference in this Tennessee lineup since then. The graduate student from Cincinnati. A long review to get things underway. And it looks like the decision has been made. Just awaiting the signal.
Again, this maybe seems like an early time to challenge, but I think it's important for the mojo of the Tennessee team to know exactly that Coach Rackham-Watt has their back when they do the right things, and that if they do the right things, it turns out in their favor as you see that call overturned.
And a good early challenge by Eve Rackham-Watt. So after the review, back underway with Tennessee, Natalie Hayward serving. Scrambling defensive effort for Purdue, and they can't get it over. Allie Hornung on the end, just running away from the net, trying to get it back to Tennessee's side. She couldn't do it. will serve once again. Another challenging serve. And that was in. The point to Tennessee, Mahaffey. Or was it Lovett that had the swing?
It was Fingal.
Fingal.
Fingal, the lefty on the right side, and she went up. She is a very powerful hitter. Whiffed that ball just a little. I don't know that she's going to be proud of that one, but it had just enough off speed that it landed in.
And another point to Tennessee, and that challenge may have really swung momentum the way of the Lady Vols.
Again, sometimes early challenges are looked down upon. It's not an important point in the game, but in volleyball, you never know what is the momentum swing. When is that rally going to begin?
There's Fingal again. This time through the block of Purdue to score.
Neither of her first 2 kills have been pretty. She's been on her way up or on her way down, but they've scored. That works. That's gritty offense.
Tennessee with an early big lead, 6-1. Tennessee with an early 5-point advantage in this first round NCAA tournament game against Purdue, and Haywood will serve once again. She's done a good job, Steph, of putting Purdue under pressure early on. Case in point there.
Coach Rackhamwatt talked before the game during their serve and pass just about how they really liked their blocking matchups, how they were lining up in rotations against Purdue, but they weren't sure about the serve and serve receive battle, and I think she's going to be happy with how this started off.
Purdue that time went to Maddie Cook. And there's Fingal once again for Tennessee. Her third early kill in this first set.
Another off-system, off-speed swing for her, but that one was intentional. That one was exactly the location she intended to put it.
25, go ahead.
We have not seen a clean serve receive yet from Purdue.
25 games and double-figure kills for Morgan Fingal, on her way to another one tonight. And once again, Purdue in serve receive, struggling mightily in the early going.
And credit to Hayward here with a good flat floater serve right in the seam where she wants it. But Purdue needs to clean up their serve receive here and get a playable ball. They haven't even been able to find an off-system swing.
This time Purdue goes to Ava Hudson, and the freshman ends the bleeding.
That's exactly what they needed there, is just to get out of that rotation, just a ball up that Hudson could take a swing at, and it worked in their favor.
And there's Mahaffey for Tennessee, right down the middle.
And we talked about that she can be a difference maker in this game and make it very different from the last time they played Purdue and lost 1-3. She was not an option. She was injured, and running middle is a big part of the Lady Vols offense.
There you see Abigail Matoso, graduate student, transfer from St. Mary's on to serve for the Lady Vols. There's Eva Hudson once again.
And that whole rally started with a much better serve receive from libero Maddie Skimmer.
Tennessee with a bright start, but Hudson now with 2 kills since the timeout. Here they come to Fingal again.
She is on fire. That was the first powerful swing that we've really seen her be able to take, but that was a clean kill with no touch on the block.
Fingal averaging over 4 kills a set. That led the SEC this year.
I think it's 11-3, and she's already made it to 4 kills.
She has. Indeed, she has. Blocked by Tennessee. Colvin gets it over for Purdue. And there's the freshman Granberry with her first action of the day. Eva Hudson, though, finishes up at that point for the Boilermakers.
And speaking of Granberry and Hudson, we've talked a lot about their battle that they had in August with these 2 teams playing each other, but those players were both true freshmen at the time. So they are different players by this point in December, and look for them both to be major contributors to this match.
Another point to Tennessee to continue their hot start. And Fingal's 5th kill of this early going. For Purdue that side, they go through Maddie Chen off the bench, and the senior comes through with a point.
And we mentioned blocking and serve and passing rotations earlier here, and we'll see now that Fingal and Hudson are both in the back row for these next 2.5 rotations. So it'll be interesting where both of these teams are able to find offense with their major offensive contributors in the back row.
That was in from Granberry. She may have even mishit it. And Purdue thought it was heading out, but it did just duck in the line for another point to Tennessee.
That's the second play for Tennessee that we might call lucky tonight, where not only did they miss-hit it, they did it bad enough that it didn't have power to go out of bounds.
Here's Erica Lovett to serve for the Lady Vols. Hudson out of the back row this time, strikes once again. And so far, it's Fingal versus Hudson.
And let me be clear, both of these athletes being in the back row does not take them out of the offense. They are both phenomenal back row attackers, but both squads are going to need to find some front row offense.
Hayward tried to go early. Then the overpass, she pounces on it, but Purdue able to recover defensively. And the swing came from Cook once again. Purdue scores again to cut the lead to 6.
Great rally there for both squads. Hayward getting up in the middle of that rally and taking the swing, and then this is a phenomenal finish by Cook outside that block. Great dig from Hudson.
Battle at the net there. Cook over for Purdue. Granberry with the tip. This time out of the back row. A good play for Tennessee, and Erica Lovett, the beneficiary on the end to score.
That's such a fastball from Hayward to Lovett in the back row. And we've seen Hayward be super aggressive as a setter. And not only is she an option when she jump sets, then she also has the middle as an option and that fastball out of pipe. And that's super hard to defend.
Maddie Chin once again for Purdue. And since the timeout, Purdue's been a bit better in serve receive, I would say.
Definitely. I think serve receive is a lot of nerves. You'll see Purdue able to finish on offense if they can just get that pass up. And that's what I was talking about early when it was 1-6, is they just needed a ball they could get a swing on. They weren't even able to get that ball up to be an off-system ball.
There's Hayward bouncing at the net once again. Natalie Hayward, one of just 17 players in all of college volleyball to record a triple-double this season. She did it against Mississippi State.
And her and Stuckey from Florida may be the 2 most aggressive setters that we've seen in the NCAA in a while.
Point there to Tennessee as the hit was out of play from Cook. The Purdue players looking toward the bench.
It looked like they were signaling that they thought that it hit her foot on the way out of bounds. It's hard because it's on the far side for the coaching staff.
The challenge card did not come out. Here's Hudson with the feathery touch. Kept in play there by Hornum. Hudson once again, and Hudson gets the job done once again.
We're back to the rotations with Fingal and Hudson front row.
Eva Hudson, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. As you would expect after winning that award, also a first-team All-Big Ten performer this season. One of the most often used attackers in the country. Another point here to Purdue.
And she was just phenomenally efficient in the preseason. Then teams started keying on her a little bit more. She had a little bit of the freshman, I wouldn't say slump, but where it wasn't as easy as it was at the beginning. And then she's really come on strong here again in the last few weeks.
Point to Tennessee as the block goes out there. Hudson, 11th in the country in terms of total attacks. She's been the focal point so far offensively for Purdue. Fingal with 5 kills for Tennessee. Hudson with 5 kills for the Boilermakers on the other side. And skims off the top of the net from Matoso's serve. Here's Hudson once again. And Fingal in return. And Purdue able to scramble it back over. Hudson the swing, Hudson the points.
Great role reversal there by Balanceifer and Skimmerhorn. Balanceifer had both of the digs during that rally, and Skimmerhorn put up 2 great sets to Eva Hudson on the outside.
Still a 6-point lead for Tennessee. Love it with a hefty swing. This time, though, the gentle touch. And then she meets it at the top of the net. But still, Purdue continues this rally. And they will ultimately get a point, a defensive point if there ever was one for the Boilermakers there.
Huge block by Colvin. She needs to get a little bit more involved in this Purdue offense, but when they're not passing well, the way that she can contribute is by blocking.
Raven Colvin, the second-team All-Big Ten performer this year. Was it touched? It was. It's a point to Tennessee. Erica Lovett from the left side for the Vols once again.
John Shondell asked the blockers if it was a touch, and we got a confirmation that she touched it. I do love to see the conversations, though, between the players and the coaches, and they're very realistic, and, you know, the coaches trust the players when they want that challenge.
In all the games that we've done this season, I think that's the theme more often than not. Point to Purdue here as well. But the way that the coaches back their players through the challenge, that's been evident all season long.
And it's a little bit silly, but you like to see that communication and that relationship and that trust that it's a whole team and we're battling to get each point together.
Hudson now up to 7 kills. There's Lovett. Hudson on the defensive end of it. Colvin with the swing, but it's out of play. A point to Tennessee.
I like that Purdue got a pass that was in system and they were able to try to get Colvin involved in this offense. She just missed wide.
The timeout on the floor. Tennessee ahead by 6. They've led just about the whole way in this opening set of this first round NCAA game. Join Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman for the 5th set. You'll have whip-around coverage from all 16 sites this weekend. Stay up to date with all first and second round matches. You can stream it now on ESPN+.
This has been just an absolute battle of matchups right now, and Fingal is winning. They have Hudson and Fingal in the front row at the same time, and both squads are trying to get through those other 3 rotations, and Fingal is just hitting at such an impressive clip of 714. That is just unheard of for a pin hitter.
Fingal hitting 300 on the season, but 714 so far today on 7 total attempts. Hudson on the other side for Purdue, better than Fingal with 7 kills, and 2 hitting really, really well, 462. So those are the 2 star players, and both are living up to the billing so far.
Well, and some of the difference truly could be, I know I called out Fingal, but some of the difference could be that total team hitting percentage. Tennessee's squad around Fingal is still holding their own, and they're hitting 464 as a team with very few errors.
The Tennessee program And its second straight tournament appearance for Purdue, their 8th straight NCAA tournament appearance, their 24th overall, and their 17th under that man Dave Shondell. And on cue, Fingal will serve out of the timeout. Here she is in the attack. And she scores for the Lady Vols.
One thing to keep an eye on that we need to mention is Lovett has just racked up digs as the front row outside hitter. She's doing such a good job not letting Purdue score on the scrappy balls.
There's Colvin. And now Chin. Well handled by Tennessee. Lovett. And now Hudson out of the back row. Terrific job defensively there by Matoso for Tennessee, and it results in a point.
Lovett is playing an outstanding match so far. Her defense and her ability to score on these off-system balls. This is a hard swing, and she goes high off the hands and off the defender in that play.
Tennessee playing determined volleyball in this opening round game so far. Chin is denied. Another point to Tennessee, and they're closing in on this first set.
And you said Tennessee's playing determined. They haven't really done anything phenomenal, but they've done all the little things right. And that's exactly what you want to see as a coach.
9-point lead. But a service error there for Fingal. That's right. You can almost see it coming. It's our first service error of the day. Colvin for Purdue, and she returns the favor. Raven Colvin, 57 service errors on the season for her now.
I think the positive thing for Purdue right now is a lot of the reason they're losing this set is controllable. It's things that they are not doing well. They are not serve receiving well. They are making the bad errors at bad times.
Jasmine Brooks was the target there for Tennessee. Granberry through the middle. Now an opportunity for Purdue with Chin. Chin once again denied. And it's another point to Tennessee. The block did the job there. Hudson scrambling to try and keep it alive. She couldn't do it.
Hudson's playing phenomenal defense right now while Tennessee continues to go high off this block. But one of the things that's happening is when Tennessee goes high off the block, Hudson has to track down this dig, and then it takes her out of the offense. So she's not able to be an offensive weapon for Purdue.
Tennessee a point away from taking a 1-0 lead. There's Fingal to do it. And Tennessee, leading just about the whole way in the first set, has taken it over Purdue.
Such a great set by Hayward. Jump sets, holds that block, and leads Fingal forward on that back row attack. Beautiful.
Tennessee in front, 1-0 over the Boilermakers. The first time these two teams met back in August this season, Tennessee took the first set. But then Purdue came roaring back to win the next three, take it 3-1. Boilermakers trying to repeat that performance today in this NCAA tournament game. And Steph, this is a team in Purdue, despite being thoroughly outplayed in that first set, they're battle tested. It's a brutal, brutal Big Ten. They played 9 games against top 25 opposition this season. This is a team that knows their worth at this late juncture. They will not be intimidated by being down a set.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is they just flat out did not play well. They don't feel like they did everything they could and lost that first set. I think they go into that timeout and they say, okay, volleyball is the best sport ever because the scoreboard is back to 0. You do not have to dig yourself out of a hole. You just have to go and play better in set 2.
24.
On the flip side, Tennessee looks great.
Indeed, they do. Their hitting percentage outstanding, 432 in that first set for the Lady Vols. Purdue, though, comes out through Maddie Cook there to score the first point of this second set.
And I like that they had options on that first ball and they went away from Eva Hudson. I think getting someone else to contribute is going to be a big factor in these sets going forward.
Maddie Skimmerhorn serves, a second-team All-Big Ten performer this season. And Tennessee once again goes to their big playmaker, Fingal, for their first point of the second set. Ellen Federal Credit Union Arena, our site this second day of the NCAA tournament, first action of this section of it. There's Purdue through Colvin to score to take a 2-1 lead. An emphatic hit.
We said in that first set that Colvin has to be a part of this offense. A big reason why is because she is next to Eva Hudson. And if the block has to focus on her, that will start to open things up just a little bit for Hudson as well.
An awkward ball there for Lovett, but she's able to make a play on it. Hudson with the swing. Matoso defensively. Lovett once again for Tennessee. Hudson forced just to get it over. And once again, a light touch from Lovett to score this time for the Lady Vols.
I just had to look back on my roster and double check that Lovett is a sophomore. She is making all of the right decisions tonight. She's picking up all the scrappy balls, and you just saw 2 off-speed swings from her, a high hand swing, and then the perfect tip.
Sophomore from Georgia, Long Beach State transfer, averaging over 3 kills per set. Erica Lovett. Here a point to Purdue, Colvin with the block defensively.
That ball ended up being just a little bit low. We'll see it be right kind of in the tape and the block. They definitely want Granberry playing at a higher, physical level than that.
It was Purdue off kilter in serve-receive in the early part of this game. This time it's Tennessee and an ace for the Boilermakers. Our 4th ace of the day, the 2nd for Purdue. Tennessee offensively goes to Lovett, but this time she's errant with the swing cross court. A point to Purdue. And after Tennessee had a healthy lead to open the first set, Purdue inching their way forward with a lead in the second set to try and answer. There's Fingal. And Fingal with a rip that went off of Skimmerhorn and out of play.
She is so effective working that ball around the block. I'm not sure that they've even touched a ball on her block yet. It's not often in big games like this that you see so many clean kills. A lot of them are off the block or shots around the block. And she is swinging cleanly.
Right there to Purdue. Colvin had the swing offensively. Fingal already with 9 kills for Tennessee. Serve from Colvin just off the top of the net. And then Hayward trying to play alertly as a setter, but put it out of play.
I think Tennessee needs to stay tough here. They're still doing a lot of making the right decisions, and I think that's what Coach Rackham-Watt is going to say here. You're making the right choices. Just in the first set, everything went their way. And in this set, it's going to be a little bit more of a battle.
Purdue with a lead in the second set as we take a timeout. Welcome back. We're in the Louisville quarter of this NCAA tournament bracket. First round action between Purdue and Tennessee. And out of the timeout, a service error there from Colvin of Purdue to go point to Tennessee. Erica Lovett will now serve for the Lady Vols. Finished with a record of 17-13, 11-7 in conference play for Tennessee. There's Fingal, and Fingal now into double figures. She has been on fire early on in this first round NCAA tournament game.
Another clean kill, and that one was on a back row attack. She sees that block so well and is able to move that ball around.
Not much Skimmer Horn could have done with that for Purdue. That time for the Boilermakers. Fallon Seifer scores.
Love seeing the smaller setter find a way to attack out of the front row.
Grace Fallon Seifer just 16 kills now on her season. And she will serve. And the block ultimately gets the job done for Purdue. Tennessee left scrambling after Maddie Cook was among the leapers to deny the Volunteers there. Joined in that effort by Hannah Clayton. Here's Hudson. And Fingal on the other side. Purdue able to scramble it back the other way defensively. Tennessee back to Fingal once again. It was Cook that went into the crowd for that ball. And Purdue ultimately wins the point. Another terrific defensive point there for the Boilermakers as they extend their lead in this second set.
Great hustle plays on both sides, but you see them take a little bit of a risk here. Maddie Chin goes with the setter right away and is able to stop that.
And Tennessee will take a timeout here, with Purdue leading by 5. Join Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman for the 5th set. We'll have whip-around coverage from all 16 sites in this NCAA tournament so that you can stay up to date with all first and second round matches this weekend. You can stream it now where you're streaming this game on ESPN+. Action across the country building up, ramping up today. We're just past 4:30, so a couple of more games that you have the option to watch on ESPN+. Florida Gulf Coast taking on Iowa State. South Dakota taking on Houston as we take a look at Purdue's NCAA tournament history there. Steph?
We're seeing the Purdue team this second set that we expected to see. They are tried and tested in the NCAA tournament in big games, and we knew that they were not going to go down without a fight. That first set, things were not going their way, but we definitely expected a different team to come out in set 2, and I think we're getting exactly what we paid for.
You see the last bullet point there, that they've advanced to the second round in all but 2 of their NCAA tournament appearances. That last happened where they failed to advance. Last happened in 1990. So this is a program used to success at this stage of the NCAA tournament, to say the least.
Definitely, and coming out of the Big Ten, they usually get a pretty good draw into the NCAA tournament because they play such a good schedule, and they have that behind them.
Tennessee late to come out of the huddle as compared to their counterparts from Purdue. Boilermaker fans here at L&N Federal Credit Union Arena making some noise. Comfortable, reasonably comfortable trip for both fan bases. 3 hours to West Lafayette. Nearly 5 hours to Knoxville in East Tennessee. And there are a smattering of fans from both sides here on this late afternoon start for this volleyball game. Off the blockers and a point to Purdue. That time they go to Maddie Cook, and she's able to score.
Cook's been doing a great job off the right side and found some different offense for Purdue in the second set.
Cook with 4 kills, averaging nearly 2 kills per set on the season. Brooks is blocked. So Tennessee goes back to Fingal on the right. Purdue, though, back with Cook this time from the right side, and she's able to score down the line.
I think that ball actually went through the hands of Jasmine Brooks over here, which is a little unfortunate for the blocker, but a great swing for Cook. We'll see if I'm right on the replay. It might have gone outside of the block, but it was right there on her.
Service error after that point to give a point to Tennessee. See the service errors there, now equaling the aces in terms of total with 4.
Which is not bad. That's what both teams are going for here, is for aggressive serving and trying to balance that air to ace ratio, ace to air ratio.
Abby Eckler into the game to serve here for Tennessee. They go to love it out of the back row. And Brooks with the final touch for the balls. And here we have a whistle and a point to Purdue for a net violation. Look of consternation on the face of Eve Rackham-Watt. Her 5th season in charge after coming over from her alma mater, North Carolina, where she served as an assistant after her playing days. Brooks twice, and this time she's able to get the points. Jasmine Brooks, the junior from Alabama.
So I was a little distracted before that play with the conversation between Coach Rackham-Watt and the down official, but she was actually trying to sub out Brooks on the left side and get a little different feel in serve receive there, but it ended up working out in her favor that she didn't get the request.
Purdue down the middle through Clayton to score here.
I think it's really interesting that Purdue has had more success in the second set as they've gone not intentionally away from Eva Hudson, but they've been able to find other people to score.
It was a heavy dose of Eva Hudson in the first set, to be sure. That took a touch. It's a point to Tennessee.
And Hudson is their workhorse. She is going to get her kills and her swings down the stretch. They need her out of the back row. They need her on those off-system balls. But if they can really get Cook and Chin and Clayton all scoring for them, that is a huge difference in their offense.
Here's Hudson. Matoso just able to keep it alive. Can Lovett get it over? She can't. Point to Purdue. Something for those Boiler fans to cheer about.
They are loving the second set.
I think that guy probably the best dressed fan of any fan in the stands. Not that we've seen all of them yet. One here to Tennessee. Here's Ashlyn King. Purdue goes to Colvin. It took a touch. It's a point to Purdue.
And you mentioned Ashlyn King when she was serving, and she has such a cool story. She didn't even play back row in high school and came, and Coach Rackham-Watt was like, this girl can pass. And she ended up earning her spot as a libero as opposed to an outside hitter.
She's one of the players, talking about the first meeting between these teams, she's one of the players that Purdue will not have been able to see in their film because she took over as libero really when conference play began in the SEC for Tennessee.
Yeah, Coach said she's really earned playing time with serve receives like the one that we just saw. You see her taking care of business here on a free ball. She just does the little things well.
That ball stayed alive. It was a terrific effort by Matoso on the pancake. But Tennessee unable to get it over the net. And it's a point to Purdue. And Purdue has has now doubled up Tennessee once again. A 9-point advantage. We'll have a brief delay to wipe up a spot on the floor here. But just as Tennessee commanded most of the first set, Purdue very much in command throughout this second set as they try and pull this game even. And the hitting percentages have also pulled much more even as well. Tennessee was up over 400 in the first set, now down to 254 for the game. Colvin, a light touch, another great pancake by Matoso. And then the block for Tennessee, but it's out of play. It's a point to Purdue. Manny Chin does the job offensively. Through the middle, Granberry scores for Tennessee there. The freshman from Winter Garden, Florida. An all-SEC freshman team member.
And she has not been as efficient tonight as they would like. Look for them to get her the ball just a little bit more and see if they can get a few more kills from Granberry out of the middle.
A lot of sorts for Purdue. They're able to get it over here through through Emily Brown. And then Granberry once again through the middle, her second straight point.
We saw Hayward being really aggressive in that first set and doing the right things. You'll see her jump set here, and Chin has to jump with her, which just leaves that hole for Granberry to swing to her right.
Oh, how clever was that? Terrific stuff for Grace Balancy.
We said before that Lovett, as a sophomore, was playing like a grad student. That is a grad student move there from Balanceifer.
And then an ace to back it up for Purdue.
Interesting that Purdue's best two rotations this set have come with Hudson and Colvin both back row.
Purdue 4 points away from pulling this game even. They go to Lovett here. Colvin able to get it over. It will stay in play. Lovett again, and she overhits that one. Out of bounds, another point to Purdue.
Hudson's defense has been phenomenal for Purdue. The bad thing about her digging so much is that it keeps her out of the offense for Purdue, but in general, that's actually, I think, turned into a positive for Purdue, and they've found other people to finish the swings, but her defense has kept that ball alive.
That swing from Maddie Chin. Aaron, did you see Eva Hudson? The do-everything freshman star.
I think from the beginning of this season, Coach Shondell knew that she could put a ball away. That was what she was doing at the beginning of the season. But her full game, her ability to attack out of the back row, her ability to serve, receive, and play defense has really been phenomenal for a freshman.
See the hitting percentage there for Purdue. It's a tale of two sets for both sides in that department. And for Tennessee, there's Jasmine Brooks to hold Purdue away once again.
Yeah, as far as the sets and the stats are concerned, it's like the teams just switched jerseys instead of switched sides for us at the set break.
Eckler serves here once again. The block there from Hayward. Cook with the swing, but a whistle. But it's still a point though to Purdue.
Brooks was in the net on her way down on that block.
Now Purdue on set point to even this game up. It was an 11-point margin in favor of Tennessee in the first set. It's an 11-point margin right now. And if Purdue takes the set here, they take it by 12. Tennessee, though, goes to Fingal out of the back row. She continues to have the hot hand, her 12th kill of the day. Still hitting well over 400, but she's been quieter in this second set.
I think the key is going to be whoever can pass in sets 3, 4, and 5 is going to win. That's really been the story of what we've seen. When Purdue passes, they have a lot of offensive weapons. When Tennessee passes, they can get Fingal the ball.
So it was Tennessee by 11 in the first set. It's Purdue by 11 in the second set. We're all even at 1, heading to 3. All even at a set apiece between Purdue and Tennessee in this first round NCAA tournament game. Purdue looking to advance out of the first round in a 22nd NCAA tournament. Tennessee back in the tournament for a second straight year for the first time in a decade. And they too are looking to advance for a second straight tournament out of the first round. It's been a very evenly played game, I think, so far. In different ways, the first set was dominated by Tennessee almost from start to finish, with the second set equally dominant from Purdue. I'm Jeff Milby. Steph can't wait along. What do you make of these first 2 sets, Steph?
It's a little bit simple, it's a little bit cliche, but passing has been the difference. The winner of the serve and serve-receive battle has won each of these sets. And when you win the serve and serve-receive battle, you give your offense so many options, and that is what both of these teams need.
Tennessee goes to Brooks for the first point of this third set. It'll be Natalie Hayward to serve again. Already 22 assists for her. There's Fingal. And here's Hudson. And Hudson, the point off the block. It was Mahaffey that went up for it for Tennessee. Here's Fingal again. But another miss hit. Just no pace on that ball whatsoever. But it's able to get the job done.
She does a really good job, and I'm almost going to have to say it's intentional now by the third time of when she sees that big block, she waits, and she has such good hang time. She's almost contacting that ball as she's landing, and that's what's getting it off system and just having it die in the middle of the court.
That ball out of play from Tennessee. A point to Purdue to pull it even at 2 apiece.
Tennessee is still doing a really good job of making all the right decisions. They just need to find that execution that they had in set 1.
Emily Brown served there for Purdue. Here's Lovett for Tennessee. Hudson on the left side. And a great job by King defensively. Purdue goes to Hudson once again, this time with the tip. Then an overpass. And Hudson takes advantage.
Great swing there by Hudson to finish that rally, but can we talk about Lovett for a second? She was flying over there by the ref stand and was able to save that ball inside the antenna, and then came all the way across and dug the tip on the other side of the court about 32 feet away.
Lovett with 5 digs. That's second best for Tennessee. There's Mahaffey, and a great defensive play there for Purdue from Skimmerhorn. There's Lovett to score this time for Tennessee from the left side.
She is not racking up the stats that Fingal is racking up, but she is playing a great match.
They are fairly even, Lovett and Fingal, in terms of total attempts. 25 for Fingal, 21 now for Lovett. So they've been the 2 workhorses so far for Tennessee offensively. Out of play, a point to Tennessee. Colvin with the attempt.
She wanted the line on that ball. She was just drifting a little bit outside of the court.
Winkler serves. Hudson is denied by Fingal, and it results in a point for Tennessee. Star player to star player, offense to defense. That time, Fingal comes out on top.
I love that we're getting the direct matchup out of these two hitters. Front row play, blocking and hitting on the right versus the left. Fun to watch.
This time for Purdue, it's Colvin. Colvin is denied. Lovett and Granberry up for the block.
Purdue's gone to Colvin twice here in offense, but part of it is because they've had to, based on their passing. I would really like to see them find another option and be able to split this block.
Little your turn, my turn. It was Colvin, now it's Hudson for Purdue. Another meeting between Fingal and Hudson. This time Lovett the tip. Lovett again, and that was just past the line. On the cross-court ball from Lovett, the point to the Boilermakers. The conversation here between Purdue's head coach, Dave Shondell, and the official does not result in a challenge, though, as Shondell now marches back toward his bench. And there's Fingal, like a bolt of lightning off of her left hand.
I was trying to listen in on what Coach Shondell wanted, but it's a little bit loud and rowdy in here from both sides right now.
Yeah, the Louisville crowd ahead of our second game today starting to file in. They're making some noise along with the fans from Tennessee and Purdue.
And I think everybody in the building is a fan of good volleyball.
Indeed they are. There through the middle, Granberry for Tennessee, and the Vols are in control in this third set.
And Tennessee continues to just do the right things. You see Hayward there again, able to get Chin to jump on that block, which just opens things up for her middle attacker.
That time for Purdue, Maddie Chin gets the job done from the left side.
Great ball movement by Chin going inside the middle blocker for a sharp cross shot. It was still powerful, but she took just enough off of it to keep it inbounds on that sideline.
Colvin serves. Lovett with the strike for Tennessee, set up nicely by Natalie Hayward. Her 27th assist, Lovett's 6th kill.
And we talked earlier, both the rotations with Hudson serving and Colvin serving were strong rotations for Purdue last set, and for Tennessee to go 1 and out on both of those rotations could be huge in this set.
That's on the block for Tennessee. Gets the job done, Jasmine Brooks.
The Tennessee bench is a little excited over there, and they got a warning from the head official.
The momentum swings in this game have been something to see. Tennessee riding the wave right now. And they will continue to ride that wave as Maddie Chin couldn't keep that ball in play. And we're going to have a timeout. Dave Shondell not liking how this third set is going thus far. We'll have a conversation with his team as we step aside. It's Tennessee by 6 in this third set. Back and forth match so far. It's been a very enjoyable one to get our day started on this second day of action in the NCAA tournament. Tennessee to serve out of the timeout. Chin for Purdue. And Fingal for Tennessee. A great job defensively there by Brown. Granberry through the middle. And she just about gets the job done for the Lady Vols to score.
I I cannot talk enough about Hayward and her setting choices. She's done such a great job jumping and holding that block and allowing her middles to go one-on-one. And when you put these Tennessee middles one-on-one, they are scoring.
Natalie Hayward with 28 assists. Lead all players in that category. Brooks for Tennessee. And Brooks with the dig. I beg your pardon, that's Lovett with the dig for Tennessee. There's Hudson off the top of the net. She's been quiet the last set or so. And a good rally going here. Brooks tips it over. An overpass. Purdue able to recover.
Watch for Tennessee to go to Fingal here.
Instead, they go to Brooks. Brooks denied, and the point goes to Purdue.
They just didn't quite have the pass to get Fingal a ball during that rally. Just a little too far for her to push that as a back set, and it was just a little bit low for Brooks into the tape. Great rally on both sides, though. Great defense here in this match.
Here's a point to Purdue. Another ace for the Boilermakers, their fourth today.
You know, it's really interesting. You and I were talking during the break that this match has really been very tight. Like, the scores don't show it being 25-14, 25-14. But when you put those together, it's been really a battle back and forth.
It's an errant ball from Maddie Chin for Purdue to give the point to Tennessee. Eva Hudson still with just 11 kills. She had the hot hand early, but has been very quiet, really a few points into the second set until now. That time, Purdue goes to Maddie Cook to score, the senior from Wisconsin.
We typically see her scoring from the right side, but she's taken a few great swings from the left on serve receive.
Cook with 6 kills, tied with Chin for second for Purdue today. And Purdue out of sorts there. Skipperhorn was trying to chase it down at the net, couldn't find it. Point to Tennessee.
Those balls are so tough. You either want them to go into the net fast so they bounce out of the net or not touch the net. But when they just kind of get stuck in there, it's really hard to play.
Hayward, a difficult serve for Purdue to handle, and they can't do it. Natalie Hayward filling the stat sheet so far today.
Every junior high coach will agree with me right now, but serve and serve receive is just the story of every match that you'll see in volleyball.
That was Hayward's third ace, to go along with 3 digs and 29 assists. Point here to Purdue. After the point, Skimmerhorn will serve. The senior from Indiana, playing in her home state for the Boilermakers. But the point there on the service error to Tennessee. A look of bemusement from Dave Shondell. Here's Hudson. Matoso the dig. Lovett, and that was in. Perfectly placed from Erica Lovett to score for the Lady Vols. Her 7th kill tonight.
She has played so smart.
Timeout on the floor. Tennessee ahead by 8. And we can remind you once again to join Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman for the 5th sets. Whip around coverage from all 16 sites to keep you up to date in this first and second round action today. You can stream it now live on ESPN+.
Lovett and Fingal have been a and deadly combination for the Lady Vols this match. Levitt's making all the right decisions, and Fingal is coming through with the power out of the front row, out of the back row. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets up close to that 29 career kill high mark today if we go deep into 4 or 5 sets.
Does feel like we might be heading that kind of direction. She's got 14. Morgan Fingal so far today. The SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year, Morgan Fingal. A kinesiology major, a public health minor. A good time to pursue that degree. She's got a 3.62 GPA, another sterling statistic you can add to her resume.
And her ability to mix up her shots, we've seen her, she's left-handed, so we've seen her mostly from the right side of the court, but we've seen her take off-speed swings, we've seen her take deep swings, we've seen her hit off the block, and we've seen her hit so many of those 14 kills with power and cleanly around the block at all different angles.
And behind Fingal and Lovett, Tennessee with an 8-point lead as we resume play out of the timeout. Matoso serves. There's Colvin for Purdue. Raven Colvin. Not the most efficient day thus far, but that's her 4th kill.
Purdue needs her in offense. Right now you'll see her front row with Hudson and Balanciefer, but there is no back row attack option for them right now. So with Balanciefer being a smaller, not usually super aggressive setter, they truly only have 2 offensive weapons on the floor at the moment.
And Fingal there denied by Colvin.
And when you don't have offensive weapons, you want to score with your defense.
Colvin in the top 10 in the country in terms of blocks per set. That was her 3rd of the day. Another points of Purdue out of the timeout. The Boilermakers on a run here. And that will prompt the timeout from the other side. Head coach Yves Rackham-Watt, in turn, not liking how this set has developed. Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman have you covered for the 5th set. Whip around coverage from all 16 sites where this NCAA tournament is being played today. You can stay up to date with their coverage. And it's streaming right now on ESPN+.
This is still a 5-point set, but it's definitely starting to feel closer in set 3. More of what we felt out of the cumulative package of set 1 and 2 combined here. And I think that you're going to see Purdue go back to Hudson a little bit here to carry that load. They've kind of gone away from her and found a few different offensive weapons, but I think that has opened things up for the Big Ten Freshman of the Year to come in to this match and really make a difference here if they're going to win this set, particularly to not go behind 1 and 2, and then this match overall would obviously be the goal.
Such a loaded conference, the Big Ten, and that just makes the award of Freshman of the Year all that more impressive for Eva Hudson. She's been one of the main figures for this team all season long, particularly on offense. Top 20 in scoring in the country, top 20 in total kills in the country for Hudson. But Purdue needs to get her back on track as this match continues to unwind. There's Fingal. And the block once again for Raven Colvin.
Interesting enough, it's kind of backwards of what you would think, but Tennessee is having more luck using their middle in front of the setter when the setter's front row, because Hayward's doing such a good job of holding that block. Right now, when she's running in front of the setter, the outside hitter is able to help and still recover to get back with Fingal.
A terrific job there on their point by Horning defensively to set up her teammate for the score, and Purdue continues this scoring run. It's up to 5-0 now. First real run we've seen from a team from a trailing position in this game. Both teams have led the first 2 sets respectively by comfortable margins. The first time we've seen a team try and come back. Purdue. Here's Lovett, and that's out of play. Another point to the Boilermakers.
The last couple balls here on the outside, Lovett has not gotten her feet to the ball. And when her feet are behind the ball and she's reaching out, she ends up hitting more of a floater that keeps going and ends up out of bounds instead of being able to hit those shots that she's so good at.
Here's Brown to serve for Purdue. And it's an ace. Purdue rolling along. And they're 1 point away from evening this set at 17.
And we mentioned before the serve and serve receive game. We've had such great offense and such great defense, but the serve and serve receive has really been the difference in each of these sets. In set 1, it was Purdue with the serve receive blows. In set 2, it was Tennessee, and that's been the difference in each of these comebacks.
And with the adrenaline and the energy behind her, that time Brown with the service error, just over hitting that ball to end the run. And give Tennessee the opportunity to serve, which they will do here through Abby Eckler. Here's Hudson. And Hudson denied, but it's out of play. Once again, a meeting of the stars, Fingal and Hudson on this left side from Purdue's perspective. And Fingal unable to keep that block in play.
And not a bad play there, but a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Tennessee. Purdue only had 2 offensive options. The setter had to take the ball on that serve receive. Everyone knew it was going to Hudson, but they just couldn't capitalize on that block.
Tennessee goes to Lovett. She's blocked. Can Tennessee keep it alive? They can't. Fingal and Hayward go flying on the deck, and Purdue continues the run. And they pulled it even now at 18. Might this game be turning right now? It was your turn, my turn, set by set. Tennessee taking the first, Purdue taking the second. It looked like Tennessee was in control, but this 8-1 run from Purdue has this third set at anybody's set. Maddie Chen. Fingal. Was it deflected? It was. A point to Tennessee.
Another swing from Fingal on her way down, but that one just went off of the top of the block.
Fingal to serve. And Colvin through the middle. She has come on strong in this third set for the Boilermakers. She scores there to tie the game at 19 once again.
One of the first times we've seen her stay in front of the setter. Good double block there. They're just a little bit late, and she is so fast with her arm swing.
Hayward trying to play it over on the second ball. And Lovett somehow able to score for Tennessee. It looked like Purdue didn't anticipate that ball coming. It just found the floor right in the middle.
We're going to have a challenge here. The Purdue block is saying that they didn't touch the ball when Hayward was trying to tip it, so then it'd be 4 or 5 contacts on Tennessee as they covered the tip and continued to play that ball.
We've already had a challenge go the way of Tennessee very early on today. First time that Purdue has sent us to the monitor.
Again, I love the decision making by Tennessee, by Hayward for going for that tip. I think it was the right call. It was the right decision. Whether it was a touch or not, and it ended up in her favor, I'm not sure. So we're looking a little bit earlier in the rally there when Hayward goes up before this cover. Right here. I think it touches her arms. I think it's a little bit maybe unfortunate. Maybe it wouldn't have gone over had she not been there. But that's one of those ones that goes up kind of off the top of that tape and gets your forearm as a blocker.
And certainly from that angle would be difficult to overturn the call.
Agreed.
And that's always the discussion when it comes to challenges. Is the evidence conclusive to be able to reverse a call or confirm it for that matter? Often calls just simply stand when it's inconclusive.
And as the blocker, to give the Purdue block credit, it is hard to tell when you go up to block if that ball hit the tape and the tape hit your arms, or if your arms actually had contact with the ball. So understandably, and good timing to challenge.
Call was confirmed, so that challenge goes awry for Dave Shondell and Purdue, and Tennessee has a 1-point advantage. Very important moment in this game right here, as Purdue has clawed their way back in the set. Can they complete the comeback to win this set? Tennessee denies them there to score. Brooks in the middle among the crowd for the block.
Heads up play there and good communication on that block for Brooks to be the one that took the block.
Service error from Lovett to get the points back to Purdue.
Fingal and Cook are both back row here at a crucial time in this set.
There's Brooks, but she couldn't get it over. The block of Purdue able to do the job. And on we go. Can one team grab control late in this set? Here's Fingal. Fingal is blocked, and Purdue takes the lead. Chin up for the block, along with Hannah Clayton.
I like the choice here. That ball was just a little bit low on contact for Fingal and ended up hitting the tape. We're having a little bit of debate over here on the Tennessee sideline. Coach Rackham Watt said that she was trying to call a timeout before that play, and also Hayward was trying to get the ref's attention as well, so they're saying that they weren't set up and they were trying to call a timeout, and she's not having.
It's the 5th set today in this first and second round action across the country. Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, Jennifer Hoffman have you covered there. They'll have coverage from all 16 sites today, whip around style. You can stream it now on ESPN+.
We saw Coach Rackham Watt before that timeout that she finally got. She wanted that call before that, the play before that, which I think was correct at 21-21, seeing what we can do there. She knows that this is a crucial set in this match for her team. They were ahead, they had a big lead, and to lose this set, I think, could be devastating to them.
Rackham Watt, a coach that is guiding this program to steadier waters than they've seen in a long time. Already the 4th winningest coach in Tennessee's volleyball history. It's just her 5th season. But a key moment for her team and really in her coaching career here. She's in full conversation with the officials.
Can I do some translating here?
Yeah,
she was telling him that's twice. One time she wanted to sub, one time she wanted a timeout, and then second he said, well, he didn't see you either, and she said, I'm not supposed to talk to him, I'm supposed to talk to you. So that was that entire conversation.
She's really had it with the refs today a couple of times. We saw her right in front of us, just a few feet in front of us, giving it to the refs earlier.
Well, and that was the first time. That's when she wanted that substitution. And it's loud in here. It's loud, and it's this, and she feels like she's not being heard. So totally understandable.
Purdue in front by 1. And that time Granberry strikes for Tennessee to pull us even at 22. The set just waiting for someone to grab it. It is out there for the taking. Tennessee recovery can, and not only recover, but score.
What a dig from King in the back row. Hole in that block after a great set from ballkeeper, and Cook hammers this ball in the hole. King is able to get that ball up.
And you see the celebrations there. Mahaffey pointing right to King. She wasn't the scorer, but she really made that play herself defensively.
And two great hustle plays late in this game for Tennessee.
And there's an ace for King. And Tennessee now on set points. They've withstood a huge run from Purdue. Can they take a 2-1 lead here?
And Purdue's in the opposite situation on this serve receive. We've talked about them lacking hitting options. Now they have 4 hitters on the floor, but are struggling a little bit in serve receive.
There's Chin. Levitt able to keep it alive. Brooks over. And that touched the antenna. Cook was up for it. Her hand right into the antenna, and Tennessee takes control. The Lady Vols will lead it 2-1 heading into the 4th set.
Fingal had a great view down the line here, and watch her celebrate. She's ready to dig this tip, and she goes hands high right away in celebration, knowing that winning that 3rd set could be the key moment for that match.
A sensational 3rd set. It goes the way of the Lady Volunteers. What does set 4 have in store? Entertainment value aplenty in this 1st round game between Tennessee and Purdue. That 3rd set had it in spades. Tennessee had a comfortable early lead. Purdue came roaring back with, if my memory serves, was an 8-1 run. And then Tennessee in the end ultimately comes out on top. Where might set 4 take us? These two clubs with their season on the line. Why this time of year is just so perfect.
And it's the little things, it's the December things that are making the difference in this match. If you don't pass a perfect ball in serve receive, is it at least good enough for your team to get a swing? It's those little differences that are making the difference in this set.
That's how Purdue, through Hannah Clayton, able to strike. I believe it was Fingal at the end defensively who just couldn't handle that first hit. There's Fingal offensively, but she's on target that time. Trying to fit it down the line, but found the red part of the court. And it's another point to Purdue.
And a rare error from her today.
Indeed, just her 2nd on 33 attempts. Tennessee this time goes to Brooks. And Purdue in turn goes to Hudson. There's Fingal. And ultimately a point to the Lady Volunteers as Mahaffey had the final touch.
That's not a challengeable call, but Mahaffey was pushing that line of being over the net on that 2nd ball.
Abigail Matoso. Point here to Purdue. They go to Maddie Cook in the attack once again.
Solid serve receive so far from both sides.
To Purdue there. Tennessee in serve receive. Couldn't handle that particularly well.
Tennessee likes to pass tight, especially when Hayward's front row. It's a great decision. She's back row on that ball, and the ball was in the plane, and so Hayward can't go get it.
Mahaffey just ripping that ball down on the setup from Hayward.
Love how Tennessee did not shy away from passing that next ball tight. A lot of times once you get it over the net call, you'll see the next pass be at the 10-foot line. Tennessee needs that ball at the tape for Hayward to do her thing.
A meeting at the net. Still alive for Purdue. Hudson finally gets it over. And the call here to Tennessee as they go to Morgan Fingal once again.
Not a clean kill that time from her, but she was able to hang. The amount of balls that she hits on the way down still powerfully is phenomenal.
This time, Hudson able to get on the board. She's been quiet the last couple of sets. That's her 14th kill tonight.
Great swing here around the inside of this block to the sideline. And she's hitting an impressive clip at 353.
Fingal this time. It took a deflection.
We talked about Purdue needing to go away from Hudson, but it wasn't because of Hudson's lack of productivity. It was just to be able to find other weapons to join her in scoring points.
It's two players in double figures in terms of kills, Fingal and Hudson. It's been that way since the first set. At least the second set. There's Colvin for Purdue. She's come on late and found some success for the Boilermakers.
And they've made a change. They've kept her in front of the setter on her last couple swings, which isn't necessarily the stereotypical good offensive decision when the setter's front row, but it's working for them today.
Love it. And Hudson can't get there. An unfortunate play the way it developed from Purdue's perspective. Colvin took the touch as Hudson was coming towards it, and then she couldn't recover, trying to scramble backward.
She was already laying on the ground on the first contact and had to get up and make a great effort for the second ball.
There's Hannah Clayton for Purdue.
And another ball in front of a front row setter for Purdue. That's definitely something that they've talked about changing and that they're executing really well.
Hannah Clayton with 5 kills, 3 blocks so far for the Boilermakers. Point here to the Lady Vols of Tennessee, though, on the service area. Ashlyn King for Tennessee. She's got 12 digs. Lead all players in that category. Another point here to Tennessee. And that pulls it even at 7 apiece in set number 4.
And we haven't seen Ellis yet this match, but quality swing from her out there on the left, but the middle was able to snag it with their inside hand.
Emma Ellis, a senior from North Carolina. There she is with the swing once again. Her first action of the evening. Fingal over for Tennessee. And Purdue scores through Maddie Cook.
Both teams are taking every opportunity to turn defense into offense. Any ball that they can get up on defense, they are finding a way to take a swing.
Just the way this game has played out. This fourth set going to expectation. Two teams coming together in terms of how they were playing, the quality of their play. And this set has been tit for tat the whole way. Here's Hudson. And Hudson denied.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're not going to see any more big leads in this set or a possible next set.
Hayward and Mahaffey in there for the block for Tennessee. Here's Hayward to serve. Opportunity here for Purdue. Cook again. Well done defensively by Lovett. Clayton. And that's out of play. A point to Tennessee. Lovett deserves tons of credit for that point.
Interesting here, you know, we talk a lot about the coaches trusting their own team in the challenge. Lovett looked a little disappointed when she saw that ball land and then saw the line judge call it out and went along with it, but I don't know if I wouldn't have been looking for a possible challenge there.
There were some looks over to the bench from both sides, glances.
Great defense on both sides here.
An overpass here, though, from Tennessee, but Purdue can't take advantage. Fingal is blocked. It's Fingal again. Hudson got a touch to it to take the sting off the ball. Here's Hudson in the attack. The dig from Lovett. An overpass, and Clayton scores for Purdue. Tremendous play from both sides.
And Hudson ended up with the kill in there, but what really kept that rally alive were her block touches on Fingal's swings as that rally went along. She was the one that finished, but she was also the one that kept that play alive.
Hayward trying to score as the setter. Here's Hudson, and somehow that finds the floor. Just a delicate tip over the blockers for Eva Hudson to score for Purdue.
Huge defensive pickup by Skimmerhorn. Hayward almost did score on that ball, and Skimmerhorn comes flying in there.
Yeah, sure was. A terrific play by Skimmerhorn with her right hand. Here she serves. Brooks for Tennessee, another diving play by Skimmerhorn. Mahaffey is denied. Here's Brooks, and she too is denied. The block party for Purdue.
Unfortunately, also in the middle of that rally, Lovett dove in the middle of the court and left quite a sweat spot that then she was trying to clean up instead of covering on the outside.
It's a 3-0 scoring run for the Boilermakers. They've got a 2-point lead. Fingal through the middle is blocked by Colvin. Raven Colvin has been huge in the blocking game. That's her 7th. And Purdue has a 3-point lead, prompting this timeout.
Colvin has found her way to make an impact. When she was struggling on the slide, she was able to get a block. They changed the offense for her to be running in front of the setter, and now she comes up with another huge block in the middle of this third set. We're gonna go to break and see what happens.
Well, someone's season will end today, but I think it's fair to say that neither team will feel like they left anything out there the way this game has gone. It's Purdue by 3 in the 4th set. They trail it 2-1 overall. But we have seen some sensational volleyball from both sides. Out of the timeout, Mahaffey scores here for Tennessee to cut it to 2.
You're 100% right. I would venture to say that it's the best game of the tournament so far.
And if this is the table setter for day 2 of this NCAA tournament, might we be in for a terrific night of volleyball action across the country.
I have to go watch them all after, later, delayed. I'm gonna be up all night.
Hudson with a big swing for Purdue, and it scores. That was inside the line. Eve Rackham-Watt with a great look at it. And she does not challenge. She was standing right over the Tennessee head coach.
Well, and the line judge did change his call. He originally called it out, and then he flagged it. He was a little bit early and called, but he called it very confidently. So I would trust him, even though he signaled wrong to start.
Point to Tennessee on the service error here. What might there be in those notes for Dave Shondell? Some final adjustments, perhaps.
I feel like they've made a couple good adjustments. Their service receive has improved, which we knew that was coming. And then those little adjustments to run more balls in front of the setter from the middle has seemed to be really successful for the Purdue offense.
Eckler into the net for Tennessee to give the points to Purdue.
I think down the stretch here from both sides, too, look to see a lot of Fingal and Hudson. That is the tried and true offense for both sides that has gotten them here.
Here's Fingal on cue, and Fingal scores on cue for Tennessee.
Hudson served that ball, though, and Fingal's going back to serve now. So we have both of the attackers out of the back row, which honestly, they're both very efficient attackers out of the back row. So that doesn't take them out of the offense, but it's a different look from both sides.
Morgan Fingal with 19 kills now, leading all players in that category. There's Ellis with a huge swing for Purdue. Just ate Fingal alive.
And that was credit to Balanceifer. What a great jump set on this tight ball. She's able to hold that middle, go one-handed, and Ellis with no block is a killer.
Colvin serves. Here's Lovett for Tennessee. Ellis keeps it alive, Hudson over. Hayward, can she score? She can.
Interesting change of pace there from her. Instead of throwing this ball down, both blockers were up, and she actually kind of held it up, slowed the ball down, and it ended up ping-ponging off the Purdue block.
Natalie Hayward, 2 kills today, averaging just a shade over 1% on the season.
The 2 kills doesn't really reflect what she's done for this offense, though. Her ability to score and her jump setting and taking those opportunities has really opened up the Tennessee offense.
Just the threat that she might score.
Exactly. And Purdue's done a good job of picking it up when she has attempted, which has limited her kills, but it's taken some brain power out of their block and defense.
For Tennessee, Kiki Granberry there scores. Granberry with 7 kills now, 3rd for Tennessee as she takes a seat. Purdue by 2 in set 4. Ellis. Ball was dipping, and it did take a touch from Tennessee, so it's a point to Purdue.
She hits the ball with so much pace, and when it gets the top of those fingers, it just travels forever. It is impossible for the defense to track down, even if they know it's a touch.
Brooks for Tennessee. Great job by Skimmerhorn defensively, but then Brooks takes advantage as the ball fell kindly to her.
Good body control from her on both of those swings. The first one was a super high off-system ball. That's not an easy swing. And then to recover and get right back up again was fantastic play from Brooks.
Jasmine Brooks for Tennessee. 7 kills on 23 attempts. Great job by Lovett. And then Brooks overhit it to spoil that ding from Lovett. It's a point to Purdue.
Brooks is at her best when she's not overthinking things, when she goes up and goes hard. We've seen most of her errors today come when she's tried to make some different shots.
Haffey trying to play it to the right there. Fingal. Did it take a touch? It didn't. Point to Purdue. Fifth attacking error for Morgan Fingal. And with Purdue in front by 4, we have another timeout on the floor. All day, it's the 5th set as we move through this first and second round action today. Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman have you covered. It's whip around coverage from all 16 sites where we're seeing action today. And you can stream it now on ESPN+.
I think this Set 4 is what we expected to see in this match. These teams are a lot alike. They have a lot of things going, and we just saw the roller coaster of set 1 and 2. But if you combine those, if you combine the hitting percentages for each team in 1 and 2, that's more what we've gotten in sets 3 and 4.
For the game, it's Purdue hitting 242, leading Tennessee hitting 193. But that statistic there really truly illustrates how this game has gone. Dominance from either side in the first 2 sets, and then more or less even since then. Though Purdue does have the advantage both in hitting percentage and on the scoreboard here in the 4th set as they try and even this game in 2 sets apiece.
And you saw the terrible hitting percentages in the 3rd set for both teams. But, you know, that was the story of that 3rd set. It ended on 2 big hustle plays from Tennessee. Defensive, scrappy, gritty play was the story of that 3rd set. And then here it's been the decision-making and a few timely errors and who's going to come up and be efficient down the stretch, both in serve receive and in swings.
Maddie Skimmerhorn to serve here for Purdue. She's got 14 digs on the night. Tied for the Purdue team lead. And for Tennessee, there's Mahaffey.
And love that play call, running Mahaffey away from Fingal, giving her a little bit of space. As soon as Hayward saw Mahaffey was going to have that single block because they were staying with Fingal, she knew that she could finish with the middle.
How grateful must Mahaffey be to be here in this moment for Tennessee after missing the first 21 games of this season. A graduate student. Hoping to make the most of it with her teammates. A point there for Purdue from Colvin.
And Colvin in front of the center again. That's really been working for Purdue.
Raven Colvin now in the top 3 in terms of kills on the day for Purdue. And that was an error from Hayward. Just couldn't set that ball. Just skimmed off of her fingertips, and it looks like she's maybe shaken up on the play as well.
I think sometimes
it's just a sweat, yeah.
Yeah, or you get your kneecap right on the floor, and it's kind of like hitting your funny bone. And I think just a little bit, she just kind of didn't land well, and it looked like she was maybe feeling a little funny bone issues in her leg.
Yeah, just had a little moment to recover, collect herself.
Yeah, I don't think she was hurt, but just shook it up a little bit.
Purdue by 5. They're 4 points away, but they can't add to that right now as the service error gives a point to Tennessee. 4 points away from evening this game in 2 sets apiece, I should say.
On a good pass here, look for Purdue to go to Colvin in front of the setter here. Tennessee knows it's coming, but she's been unstoppable on this one ball.
They do go to Colvin. Great job by Levitt and Granberry defensively. This time it's Hudson. Matoso on the end of it. Here's Levitt offensively for Tennessee.
Great set by Hayward. She was able to get her feet there and still run a fast ball to Levitt, which is so important with Levitt being undersized, that she's able to take advantage of her speed. And look how fast her arm swing to finish is.
Levitt, our 3rd player into double-figure kills. That was her 10th. Another point to the Lady Vols here as they try and pull this set even. And that'll lead us to another timeout on the floor. The game in the balance, the season in the balance for Purdue. And these players are laying it all out on the line in this first round of the NCAA tournament. Great environment at L&N Federal Credit Union Arena in Louisville, Kentucky.
I think we're really seeing the chess match here. We just talked about serve and serve receive, and if Purdue can get this pass, they're going to Colvin out of the middle. We saw them force the last one a little bit, so it wasn't quite as terminal from Colvin, but if they can get this pass, the ball's going to Colvin, and they're scoring on the ball. But if Tennessee can stay alive, can serve aggressive enough to keep this ball from going to Colvin in the middle, and they can stay alive in this rally, they're able to capitalize with Levitt and Fingal.
You know, one of the other reasons you love volleyball at this time of year is the environment. It's great to see the Tennessee band making the trip up here to Louisville, Kentucky. Just a day's drive for both sides. And they've each brought a strong contingent of fans that have brought the noise, brought the energy, brought the passion to this game.
And you mentioned that volleyball has always done the NCAA tournament by like regionally competitors. This year they decided to only do the non-seeded teams as regional location, but we got a little lucky in this quarter that everyone is kind of close and drivable, and that really has contributed to the atmosphere this evening.
So out of the timeout, it's Purdue by 2. They go to Hudson out of the timeout. She's denied by Tennessee. She gets it over. And that was out off the swing from Fingal. A point to Purdue. And a necessary one for the Boilermakers.
We're going to have a challenge here that there was a touch.
And Coach Eve Rackham-Watt off the bench quickly with the green challenge call. Is what they were going to look at here.
I'm interested. It was far away from us, and they might not see it as part of this play. If they do, they can overrule it. But on that cover, I'm interested of who touched the ball there too, because it looked like between Hudson and Hornig on that cover that it may have been the same person contacting the ball multiple times. But what we're going to challenge here is the touch. My green card doesn't count.
What do you think your record would have been if you had a green card this season?
Not good.
Not good?
Not good.
Positive?
I want to say great, but oh, not good.
Here's a look at it. Just the left fingers there of Hudson. Tennessee might have a case.
Yeah, wow. I'm gonna say that usually it's kind of a blur and you can't see, but I'm almost gonna say that we see a finger. I wonder if they're able to zoom in on that a little bit, and it looks like possibly we get Hudson's ring finger of her left hand.
Just right there, it does look like maybe her fingers are pulled backward. You called for it. They heard you back in the broadcast center. It's a little bit more difficult to tell there.
So hard.
And again, to belabor the point that we brought up a few minutes ago in the last challenge, it's about the conclusivity of the evidence.
So I'm gonna say there no, because what I thought I could see from behind was her ring finger bending back, and there it looks like it stays right in line with her other fingers.
Yeah, that's certainly a difficult call. And an important one, to be sure. Tennessee can win the match if they can win this set. They can end Purdue's season. They can upset the Boilermakers, knock them out of the tournament for just the 3rd time ever in the first round.
And man, this is the first game of the 2022 tournament that I can say that neither of these teams deserves to go home after tonight.
True, yeah.
What a battle.
Again, you just have to wonder how conclusive is that visual evidence to make the call one way or the other.
That's definitely the hard part here. You want to take the time, you want to get it right, but does that video really show you what you need to see to make a crucial call here through the replay?
It's so very important at this stage in the game, and they do allow the call to stand. The evidence just was not there to sustain the challenge from Tennessee. And Coach Rackham-Watt seems satisfied with the explanation.
And that's exactly the quote he used. He said there was not indisputable evidence to show me there was a touch on that ball.
You're really showing off your lip reading credentials today.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's loud in here. Usually I can actually hear them. So.
And obviously with the hosting team Louisville not playing, there are a few empty seats around, but the fans that are here have brought a terrific noise. After that break for the review, Tennessee gets the point here through Kiki Granberry. And this set still very much in the balance. And it's Purdue's season, which is on the line right now.
Fingal goes back row, but that means Hayward is front row as well.
It's Ellis for Purdue. And an overpass. Hayward does a good job for Tennessee to get it over. There's Ellis with the swing, and Ellis scores off the deflection.
She's been big this fourth set. What a great sub from Coach Shondell.
It didn't play in the first 2 sets. But Emma Ellis now for Purdue. She's got 3 kills in limited action.
And she's been a strong contributor throughout the season. It just depends on matchups and what they need.
There's Fingal for Tennessee. And it's a point to Tennessee.
A net violation and a kill from Kevin.
A long look to the bench from Erica Lovett, who's about to serve this ball.
I think it's really important where this ball is going right now and what situation they're trying to set up defensively to stop this Purdue offense.
Here's Ellis on the attack, is blocked by Hayward and Granberry. And Brooks gets it done for Tennessee. Wasn't the cleanest of points. Not how they would have drawn it up in their minds, but Brooks gets the job done. And that cuts the Purdue lead to 1.
What Brooks and Granberry did so well there, though, was communicate. They were all over each other, but you didn't see them going after the same ball.
Ellis for Purdue right into the chest of Fingal, and she can't handle it defensively. And Purdue now on set point, hoping to force a 5th.
Ellis is just hammering through that block. Granberry's got to be up a little bit sooner and make sure that she's strong with her hands.
Hayward at the net for Tennessee, along with Clayton and Ellis. Here's Brooks for the Lady Vols. Ellis once again, and Ellis once again gets the job done. Purdue takes the set. And we will head to a 5th in this opening game of this 2022 NCAA tournament.
Ellis is the hero of this fourth set. She came off the bench and with no fear is going after that Tennessee block from the left side.
We're off to the 5th when we return. For the first time in this NCAA tournament, we are heading to a 5th set. And if there ever was a game that deserved it, it's this one. Tennessee and Purdue. Both teams have been phenomenal, particularly defensively in the 2nd and 3rd sets. 3rd and 4th sets, rather.
Can't even remember what set we're on now.
It's
been so good and it's all run together.
And unfortunately for one of these teams, this will be it. As difficult as that is to say, but that is the sharp end of the knife of why you love this time of year and why you love the NCAA tournament. Everything on the line as we begin set number 5. Hudson for Purdue scores as Fingal couldn't handle it once again. They've targeted her a few times tonight, Purdue has. And this time, their leading scorer, Hudson, gets the job done. Eva Hudson with 17 kills to lead Purdue, the only player in double figures for them. It's 20 kills for Morgan Fingal on the other side. She looks for 21 here. Hudson with the tip, and it's 2 straight for Eva Hudson and the Boilermakers to open this 5th set. And when Purdue has gone the distance, they've come out on top most of the time. As you see there, 4 and 2.
And I think that's a strength of this Purdue team. They have not won a lot of matches 3-0 this year. They are not a killer team, but they are a battle-tested team that likes to weather the storm. They don't get flustered when a set doesn't go their way. We saw them lose 25-14. Oh well, come back, play the 2nd set. And that has been their mojo all season.
Only 8 of their 20 wins were sweeps this season. And they're up 3-0. This time through the block. Maddie Cook for the Boilermakers. And now it's an ace. And Tennessee is starting to feel this game fall from their grasp.
Interesting here too, Hayward is one of their best servers, and they started with her in 2 and started with Fingal back row in 5, which means in one side out, they would have Fingal front row and they would have Hayward on the serving line, but they haven't been able to get that one side out, and Coach Rackenwatt might be regretting starting in that rotation.
Cadence Booth into the game for Tennessee here. She goes up for the block this time, and she gets it for the Lady Vols. The freshman from North Carolina called into action in this 5th set, and she rewards the faith of Eve Rackenwatt.
Fantastic technique on that ball. She had her left hand around the ball, around that antenna, and was able to block the ball back into Cook.
Here she is in the attack, and the infraction will go Tennessee's way. 2 straight points for Tennessee.
Interesting decision there by King on that bump set. I think I would have taken that ball over to Fingal on the right side.
Now Booth will serve. I beg your pardon, that's Hayward to serve. There's Hudson, a terrific ball on the diagonal. Love it. Diving to her left, couldn't get underneath it. And it's another point to the Boilermakers.
One of Hudson's best shot is that thumb down, wrist away. When she's fading to the outside, she's able to cut that ball super sharp.
And an ace, and this is miscommunication on the part of Tennessee. A self-inflicted wound, if there ever was one, at this late juncture.
And this is maybe where the games that you've played from the season, from preseason battles, this comes into play in this set.
Purdue with a dream start to the 5th set. They lead it by 4. The Purdue fans are sweating through their overalls right now. We're in the 5th set, and the Boilermakers have come out flying. They've got a 4-point lead. Can Tennessee answer through Fingal? They cannot. She hits it right into the net.
It's one of the first swings we've seen her take off the left side, and the ball was left just a little bit inside, which is across her body as a lefty.
Happy for Tennessee. And then Happy with the block. Danielle Mahaffey, that's her 4th block today.
Tennessee hasn't been able to find much offense yet this set, but it's going to start behind their serve and being able to get offense out of defense.
There's Eva Hudson, and that puts her to 20 kills on the day. And with a 5-point lead for Purdue, we've got another timeout on the floor as we've moved halfway through this 5th set. The teams will switch ends. Just about the best start Purdue could have wanted. And we're getting word that for Purdue, Maddie Skimmerhorn is having herself a historic night. She's got 17 digs. That sets the all-time record in NCAA games for the Boilermakers.
Great touch on the block.
And then Hudson finishes it off for Purdue.
We saw Hudson earlier in the year when Purdue came and played Louisville, and she has always been a great offensive weapon. But her defense and her block touches, and now you just saw her leadership to her team has changed so much from August to December, and that's exactly what you want to see in a freshman.
That time too much power for Morgan Fingal. And the senior trying to will her team back into this match. Doesn't want to see her season end. Here's a look at Maddie Skimmerhorn. We just mentioned she has tied, or rather set, Purdue's single-game NCAA tournament record with 17 digs. Just exemplifies and adds the exclamation to her terrific night. The block there from Hudson. That's a point to Tennessee. The block did not stay in play.
And unfortunately, the R2 got a little bit in the way there while they were trying to pursue that ball, but that's just the way it happens.
4-point lead for Purdue. Can Tennessee rally? It's a good start to this rally, but Hudson somehow scores. That one even caught her by surprise. Looked like she was just trying to get the ball over, and somehow it caught Tennessee sleeping.
Sometimes when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. I'm a fan of putting a block up in that play just so that ball has to go a little bit higher to clear the block and isn't able to dive in the middle of the court like happened on that play.
And that exemplifies how the fifth set has gone so far. The breaks have been the way of Purdue. But here Fingal tries to jumpstart the comeback for her team. Scoring for Tennessee. She's got 23 kills. Hudson with 22 kills.
Tennessee's going to need to not shy away from the service line and keep Purdue out of offensive rhythm.
There's Ellis for Purdue. She swings a heavy hand. And that time with power and precision scores.
What a performance from her coming off the bench tonight, cold into the third set.
Colvin serves here for Purdue. And the meeting at the net is won by Tennessee. Kiki Granberry with the effort for the Lady Vols. Erica Lovett here. And Ellis again. My, oh my, the way she has come into this game and made her presence felt.
7 for 11, hitting over 500, and there's just nothing you can do about that. She's banging the ball so hard and high off of those blockers' hands, and it's just something Tennessee's not used to seeing this season.
Purdue fans rise to their feet as we have a timeout here. The Big Ten putting their strength on display. Purdue looking to represent their conference late in this first round. Come from behind against the SEC foe Tennessee.
And you mentioned the Big Ten. I think everyone talks about the strength of the Big Ten and how, how good everybody is. But I think one of the things you come out of the Big Ten with, ready for tournament play, is the fact that it's not going to be easy. And the fact that each point is going to be a battle. And the opportunity to end up in the fifth set and finish is what you're looking for, instead of the idea that it might be easy. Because there is never an easy night in the Big Ten, so that's just not something you're ever looking for.
Purdue played a difficult schedule this season, 9 games against the top 25. They were just 1-8 in those games.
And Shondell was a little bit disappointed when I talked to him before the match that scheduling, and some of it on purpose in the preseason and some of it by the fact of being in the Big Ten, but that didn't pay off for them in their seeding, and that it actually hurt their RPI and ended with this 8th seed. I think, he's probably disappointed that they had to battle a team like Tennessee right away in the tournament.
But to your point, they're battle tested at this point. even if it's not been the most positive of results. Point to Tennessee out of the timeout, and a vital one for the Lady Volunteers. Tennessee, a program on the rise in the SEC, their second consecutive appearance in this tournament after going nearly a decade without a trip. There's Ellis, but that is out of play. Purdue calling for the challenge, the players are, and their coach Dave Shondell will oblige. He goes straight to the green card.
Funny, he showed the card on there and then just turned and walked away, and the down ref kind of nodded like, okay, I got the message, you're looking for a touch. Usually there's a discussion of what they're actually going to challenge, but I think the whole gym knows.
Everybody knew what that call in question was, yeah.
Especially for Ellis, who's hit every ball so far off the block. That's how she's been living and dying in this third and fourth set. Interesting here, though. I didn't see the touch live, and we're right on that side. I'm going to say no touch here. It actually looks pretty clear that it doesn't touch Hayward's left hand. And Mahaffey looks like she's just a little bit lower and pressing over.
It's always interesting to watch the reactions of the players, too, in these moments, because the reactions often tell.
Yeah, like when we were talking about when Lovett didn't celebrate when she thought that ball hit the sideline, and I said that looked like a good opportunity to challenge. Same idea.
Might just be the pinky, if there's anything, the right pinky.
Yeah, it's really weird because from that angle, it looked like the ball crossed outside the block. And earlier, I was thinking it crossed in the hole. So it's interesting that you kind of have to take all the different views and kind of build a 3D model in your head.
I'm not capable of doing that. You're giving me way too much credit. A 3D model.
Definitely between the outside blocker and the antenna.
See, there it looks like it's behind her right hand. And then you're looking at the deflection of the ball, whether it changed rotation, whether it changed trajectory. Really difficult call to make here in a key moment. Goes without saying in this fifth set. As it stands, it's a point to Tennessee.
Let's take a minute to talk about Ellis, though. Even if this swing is not a kill from her, what a performance.
Yeah.
She has swung with no fear.
Indeed, absolutely. After not playing the first two sets, again, as you said, has been a regular contributor all season for the Boilermakers, but was not the chosen option to begin this game. Here's the call, and the call will stand. Inconclusive evidence to overturn it, and the point remains Tennessee's.
Shondell not happy with that call.
And you can see the look of disappointment on the face of Ellis as well. 3-point game in the fifth set. And after a long break for the review, Purdue scores. Maddie Cook.
Interesting first real two ball we've seen from Purdue out of the middle, and to use that middle of the fifth set here to get Cook a solo block to hammer cross.
2 points away for the Boilermakers. And it's an ace. Out of sorts defensively for Tennessee. Hayden's Booth went diving for it, couldn't find it, and Purdue is on the cusp of advancing to the second round.
Before this match is over, I need to give one shout out to Balancey. She has played a great game setting for Purdue.
There's Fingal to keep Tennessee alive, and she does it. Fingal's 24th kill. Hayward to serve. Great defensive play by Hayward. Fingal And Fingal scores again. Tennessee stays alive. Allie Hornick nearly got there for Purdue.
Look for this next ball to go to Eva Hudson on the left side for Purdue.
Here she is. It's off the block, and that's it. Purdue has come from behind against Tennessee, trailing 2-1 to win it in 5 and advance to the second round of this NCAA tournament.
This was a huge win for Purdue. They were able to find offense from people outside of Eva Hudson, and that could take them a long way in this NCAA tournament.
A valiant effort by the underdog Tennessee Lady Vols in a rematch of a game played back on the second day of the season. Purdue won that one 3-1. They win this one 3-2. And it's the Boilermakers who will live to play another day and advance to tomorrow. Here's a look at the confirmation. Purdue will take on the winner of our second game at L&N Federal Credit Union Arena. Sanford against the top seed Louisville. That second round match will be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Eastern time. A terrific night from Purdue. They took a shot right to the chin, Steph, but they were able to recover.
Great game by them. Again, finding offense outside of Hudson is huge for Purdue.
Hudson with 23 kills, Cook with 10, and a total team effort by the Boilermakers. For Steph, for Bobby, everybody back in the broadcast center, I'm Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Purdue advances.